You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Devouring friends like crazy. Friends are non-intimate secondary sources in the fuel matrix of a narcissist. And Radar Online tells us Prince Harry and Harry's wife blowing through A-list pals. Rogue royals blame fallouts on orchestrated smear campaign. We know that because the gruesome twosome are viewed as divisive, toxic, unhelpful, lazy, and have been labelled as grifters, that anybody with functioning brain cells is unlikely to want to partner up with them, be seen with them, spend time with them, because of the adverse effect it could have upon that person's own brand and popularity. As has been explained many times, that particularly within Hollywood, etc., people have worked hard to cultivate the popularity and brand that they have, and they don't want it tainted by a dimwit and an empty grifter. Aaron Johnson explains, Prince Harry and Harry's wife are losing pals in Tinseltown, left and right, while blaming others for their troubles, according to an explosive new report. Now, it's hardly a surprise that that's the reaction of Harry's wife. As I've explained to you on many occasions, her narcissism blinds her to her own behaviour. She simply can't see that she's the one that's at fault. Instead, what happens? Her narcissism tells her, "You're truly wonderful and amazing. You have been sent to this world to enable everybody to gaze upon your good looks and to educate them in the way of your creed. And anybody who thinks to the contrary, well, there must be something wrong with them. And if people don't want to be your friend any longer, well, it must be that somebody's poured poison in their ear, because, heaven forfend, it's not like that they would reach a conclusion based upon the evidence and think, my goodness me, this woman is an absolute train wreck and a car crash combined. I don't want anything to do with her, and therefore doesn't want to spend any time with you." No, nobody rational or reasonable would ever form that conclusion, Harry's wife. It could only be that someone's going around smearing you. Her paranoia, part of her narcissism, causes her to believe that. She can't be unpopular because it's her. Somebody's making people dislike her. And that assists her through this blame shifting to nullify the threat to control by basically thinking, oh, it's not me, it's somebody else. And therefore, in her world, that nullifies the threat to control. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are said to be devouring friends like crazy, as of late a high-level palace courtier dished. Their rocky road to celebrity stardom is littered with fractured friendships, broken hearts, and bitter feelings. Insiders said the couple believe their failing popularity, tarnished public image, and axed business deals are part of an orchestrated smear campaign. RadarOnline.com has learned. Harry's wife and Harry's $20 million Spotify podcasting deal fell apart just weeks ago in June. The former Suits star and audio giant announced they mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together after her 12-episode run. The result is old buddies are being banished, and Hollywood A-listers are running for the hills, spilled National Enquirer's source, claiming David Beckham and wife Victoria have separated themselves from Harry and Harry's wife. They were guests at Harry and Harry's wife's 2018 wedding, but the relationship exploded after they accused the Beckhams of leaking stories about them, the courtier alleged. David was apparently bloody furious. George Clooney and his wife Amal also attended the nuptials, and the Ticket to Paradise star allegedly said he doesn't know the Duchess, but an representative for the actor later denied that claim. Yeah, right. Nobody believes that. Meanwhile, Katy Perry appears to have joined Team Charles, according to the National Enquirer, which pointed out she performed at the King's coronation in May. Sources said that Harry's wife is no longer in contact with former BFF Jessica Mulroney. It was claimed she is known for ghosting old friends, see parts passim, while all sources said Harry's no different. He's paranoid people are spying on him and peddling stories to the press, said the insider. He's cold-shouldered many in his long-time inner circle. Harry admits he's lost many old friends after accusing the royals of racism and revealing family secrets, they alleged. The report said Harry's wife is still holding tight to a select few stars, including CBS anchor Gayle King. As previously reported, King has been privately working overtime on locking down the royal renegades as the first guests on her upcoming CNN show. Gayle knows they're alienating themselves even further from the royal family, but she's openly supporting them to gain their favour, said a source. She wants the bang the Sussexes can provide, no matter the cost to them. So it seems like they've got at least one supporter in Gayle King, although even she might come to change her mind in the future as she realised that she strapped herself to a sinking ship and therefore desperately attempts to free herself. It's no surprise to find that Harry's wife, and also Harry, because he does what he's told by his wife, are losing friends. People can see what they are. Now, ordinarily for a narcissist, this isn't such a huge problem because they're not particularly prominent. And what happens is the narcissist simply swaps out one friend that they've fallen out with and relies on other ones in the fuel matrix. That friend might only have provided, say, 3% of the narcissist's fuel, and therefore a dip from 100% to 97% isn't going to cause the narcissist any problems. If you'd like to understand the different effects that can be caused to a narcissist when they lose people, whether it's intimate partner primary sources, friends, colleagues, family, an affair partner, etc., I'd recommend that you go to the Knowledge Vault and that you obtain Understanding Changes to the Narcissist Fuel Matrix. You'll find it fascinating in the way that the narcissist responds and is affected by those changes. But ordinarily, a narcissist losing one friend isn't such a problem. They'll just rely on the existing members of the fuel matrix and, in the fullness of time, perhaps go and find a new friend. Even if all of the friends back off from the narcissist, which is relatively unusual, the narcissist will just up sticks and move somewhere else and invariably draw new people into the fuel matrix. So they'll suffer a problem with regard to the provision of fuel for a short time, but then they'll remedy it by going and finding them elsewhere. The problem Harry's wife, of course, has is it's not like she can just move from one town to the other. She's known internationally, and plenty of people have looked at her behaviour, which has been well reported on, and thought, no thanks. So if she loses certain A-listers who she thinks that she should be friends with and attempts to cozy up to others, as she'd repeatedly done by hoovering them, which caused it to be a source of great entertainment at a party recently, if you remember, that people were talking about the desperate and grasping attempts she made to curry favour and wanting to hang out with people, it works against her. Because there's so much wall-to-wall coverage of her poor behaviour that people think, no chance, I know all about you, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And thus, that's why she's devouring those friends like crazy. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.